Hey there, guys. Welcome back to Texas Beer Reviews. And on this episode, we will be looking at J. Wakefield's Street Dreams Are Made of These. So this is their barrel-aged sour ale with kumquats and starfruit added. And comes in, doesn't say on the bottle, but comes in at 11% alcohol by volume. Huge sour beer. This is their collaboration with Other Half out of New York. Of course, J. Wakefield's out of Miami, Florida. And this is courtesy of White Boy. Thank you very much, Matt. And so, yeah, very excited to try this out. I've never had this beer.
I've never had this beer.
But I do love J. Wakefield fruited sour beers. So let's dig in. All right. Oh, buddy. So it pours out this orange, slight amber, nice, just kind of a nice deep, kind of a orange,
amber, golden color.
Type color to it. Real small, kind of a sort of this very bubbly white head. The bubbles are very large and not really
very hazy too. Got
yeah.
some floaties. And looking at mine,
oh yeah,
big chunks of stuff.
Yep, I've got some chunks too. Maybe some starfruit or kumquat chunks. I've never had any beer with starfruit. I've had, of course, fresh starfruit, but I think the only kumquat one is the brewery one.
Oh yeah, sour in the rye.
Sour in the rye with kumquats. Of course, that was a long time ago. So, it looks pretty solid. So let's check out the aroma on this guy. Oh wow, it's really tropical and citrusy.
Like it's gonna be sour.
Oh yeah, that smells sour. Hopefully not acetic, but it definitely smells sour. Starfruit are interesting. They've got this light kind of plum-cot-like white grape type flavor to them. They're pretty unique, and kumquats, of course, are very, very tart. Orange-like citrus fruit. Yeah, it's just like tons of citrus. Some tropical fruit in there. I'd be hard pressed to say if it's starfruit that I'm picking out. If you didn't tell me this had starfruit in it, I would just think it's got I could see kumquats or maybe a bunch of citrus, but maybe some other kind of tropical fruit.
Picking up like a cinnamon, like a slight cinnamon note.
Huh.
I don't know if that's just me.
I don't know if I'm getting cinnamon, but I kind of see it at maybe like this kind of fall spice type thing. It's very interesting. Just a hint, though. But it's really potent, pungent, so I don't know. It smells good. Let's check out the taste. Cheers. Huh. Wow, that's super juicy. Wow. Really getting the starfruit on the taste and the kumquat, to be honest. It has this. It's so interesting because the 11%, I feel like the malt kind of shows a bit. It has this really intense. I'm trying to think how to describe it. It almost feels like La Folie kind of, or like a Rodenbach, like a Flanders Red or an Oud Bruin at first. It kind of carries that a little bit throughout. I was kind of wondering about that on the nose, but the starfruit comes out quite a bit for me.
It has a real, almost heavy mouthfeel, like syrupy.
Yeah, really heavy. This isn't like bright and effervescent. This is super thick and syrupy. Pretty.
Really puckering.
Yeah, really puckering tartness to it, but it's not acidic, which is nice. It just weighs a lot on your mouth, on the tongue.
It's like drinking juice.
Yeah, it really does have that heavy kind of full-bodied mouthfeel, and the carbonation is really low on it. Very interesting, but really intense and tart, and man, the citrus is huge, the starfruit is huge. It has this very, the pucker on it. It's not even just the acidity, but it's like the fruit itself. It just kind of lingers on throughout the entire taste.
Kumquats are so sour by themselves.
Yeah, and if they used unripe starfruit, it's pretty tart when it's unripened. When it's ripe, it still has a bit of acidity to it, and it's not a very sweet fruit in general. It's just kind of white like white grape, plum cotton. It's very dry. It's very tannic too. I was just kind of looking forward to see if I could pick out, some barrel or tannins from the Starfruit, because it's weird eating Starfruit like that. It almost tastes like drinking wine with that heavy tannin that it has. Or like a robust red wine or something, A little bit. I mean, it's not quite like drinking a Cabernet or something, but it's got a bit of that kind of oak. It's got some nice oak dryness and a bit of that Starfruit tannic-like quality to it, just a bit. But yeah, this is intense though. This is a sipper for a sour beer.
Yeah.
We're used to pretty low ABV, effervescent, light body, dry stuff, and this is definitely a big sour beer.
It's like blending a Warhead.
Oh yeah.
In some liquid and then just drinking that.
It's like sour candy, for real. And it's like pureed, syrupy sour candy. I mean, not to say it's bad, it's just different.
Yeah.
I do prefer lighter bodied stuff. It was kind of interesting seeing the 11% on it, and that's why it's so big in body, is the malt content. There's so much malt to it to get it to that point. But wow, it's not sweet at all. Really sour and dry. I mean, not overly sour, but definitely a lot more pucker than some of the other stuff we've had recently. But I think it's a pretty solid beer, pretty good. I'm kind of leaning. It's interesting because I really like the flavors, but it's definitely a sipper, and I don't know that I could drink this entire bottle myself.
No way.
It's so tart and heavy, so it's definitely something better to share.
If you found some food to pair it with, I don't know what you could pair it with.
Yeah, it
would probably go down easier if you were eating with it. This is like more tart than Westbrook Goza.
Oh,
which
yeah.
I think is one of the more
Easily.
tart, like kind of regular beers you see around, like on the shelf.
For a rating, like I said, I like the flavors a lot. It's just a little bit more difficult to drink, so I'm kind of somewhere, I think, around a 4 to 4.25. I want to go 4.25 based on the flavors, but based on drinkability, I'm a little bit further back. So I'm sort of hovering around there somewhere. I don't know. What do you think?
4 is what I was thinking. The flavors are really nice. It's just so syrupy and so thick and so heavy. It's it's going to be hard to drink this, especially if you had a whole bottle to yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You wouldn't be drinking anything after it.
No.
Or even if you did, you wouldn't really be tasting it.
Yeah, it's really intense in flavor and puckering, and hell, the 11% will probably show up. I mean, for that, with that being said, though, I don't taste any alcohol.
Oh, no, not at all.
This is really well hidden for 11%. I mean, that's kind of crazy. You usually don't see sours that big, but yeah, it kind of, on the nose more. I'm realizing that it has more of that like Flanders red or Bruin type.
That must have been what I was picking up earlier.
Because things like Rodenbach or stuff like that do tend to have sort of that cinnamon, almost like quality to them sometimes. So, but a pretty solid, unique beer from J. Wakefield on this. The kumquats are really interesting, and the kumquats are too, but the Starfruit's the most interesting aspect of this, and I do get the Starfruit on it. I kind of like that they did something different there, but I still really enjoy all their sour beers, their fruited beers. I haven't had one I have disliked yet, with maybe Miami Madness being the best one that we've ever had. But this is still really good. I think this is really pretty limited. There's not a whole lot of check-ins on Untappd, so I mean, if you're into big citrus and you want to try Starfruit, I think if you've got something, this might be worth checking out. Or I don't know what it's trading for or anything. I probably wouldn't go too crazy on it or anything, but very, very interesting beer, and really pleased to try it. So thanks again, Matt, and I guess that'll pretty much be it for this episode. So as always, think global, drink local, and cheers.